Examining the scandal involving Leandria Johnson and Marvin Winans reveals a lot about the current state of the church and its approach to sensitive issues. The dispute between Grammy-winning gospel singer Leandria Johnson, a former winner of Sunday Best, and Pastor Marvin Winans, a prominent figure in the gospel scene and pastor of Perfecting Church in Detroit, sparked significant conversation within the gospel music community and among churchgoers. Although this incident happened a few years back, it still resonates today due to its implications on how the church addresses issues like restoration, transparency, and real-life struggles, especially among notable ministry figures. What happened? The heart of the controversy revolves around Leandria Johnson's claim that Pastor Marvin Winans barred her from attending his church due to her attire and personal challenges. In a social media video, she expressed her frustration, stating, "I wasn't dressed the way they wanted me to be dressed, and because of that, I was denied entry." She pointed out that the church seems to evaluate individuals before they even set foot inside, which raises valid concerns. In her original live stream, Johnson didn't directly name Winans, but it was evident that she was speaking about his church. This incident ties into her broader concerns regarding judgment and elitism within the church. Johnson has been vocal about the hypocrisy she perceives in church culture, emphasizing that it's not just about clothing but also about how churches handle real-life struggles like addiction, pain, and failure. She's previously shared her battles with alcoholism and depression, believing that church leaders often prioritize appearances over empathy and healing. Public reaction has been mixed. Supporters of Johnson commend her for confronting authority, while those aligned with Pastor Winans uphold that there should be standards of reverence in worship spaces, seeing her comments as disrespectful or lacking context. Some argue her transparency mirrors the real struggles many believers face and highlight how some individuals feel alienated from the church environment. They suggested that perhaps the church's decision was influenced by her behavior at that time. As for Pastor Winans, he hasn't commented much on the affair, which has led to further speculation. Some believe that a statement from him might have helped defuse tensions, while others appreciate his restraint. The situation has ignited a broader conversation on church accessibility. Should churches have clothing restrictions that might deter those in need of healing? Does the church prioritize appearance over genuine spiritual care? Additionally, it raises key questions about the celebrity culture within gospel music and whether it protects or exposes artists during tough times. Leandria Johnson has continued her involvement in gospel music, using her powerful voice and story to connect with others. She sought rehabilitation, expressed regret over some of her past methods, and even paused her music career to focus on her mental health. Many admire her honesty, viewing her as a representative voice for those who feel marginalized within the church. This episode has also become a symbol of the ongoing struggle within contemporary churches between tradition and openness. It challenges church leaders and members to reflect on how they treat those who don't seamlessly fit into their mold and questions whether churches are genuinely welcoming to everyone. It highlights a conflict between the ideal of holiness and the reality of human struggles, and between religious tradition and authenticity. At its core, the situation invites a crucial question. Are our churches truly safe and accepting spaces, or are they just sanctuaries for those who meet certain standards of perfection? Regardless of individual opinions on Johnson's approach, her experiences resonate with many who feel unseen or unwelcome in places meant to be filled with grace and compassion. Her openness about personal battles shines a light on how churches often honor talent while neglecting humanity. Pastor Winans' silence signifies much about church leaders' usual response patterns, avoiding confrontation rather than engaging in conversation. This behavior exemplifies the disconnect between church leadership and congregation members, leaving many to wonder if institutional churches are willing to confront the pain they sometimes unwittingly inflict. Ultimately, the goal of this discussion should be about fostering understanding rather than division. Both Pastor Winans and Leandria Johnson represent two sides of the same church, one steeped in tradition and the other grappling with wounds. We need reform and reconciliation rather than further separation. The church deserves a culture of grace, where mercy is prioritized over rules and image. It's essential to ask ourselves if we are accepting the whole person, complete with struggles, as Jesus did. Are we willing to embrace the lost and hurting, or are we only interested in maintaining an image? Jesus showed compassion to the marginalized and saved his harshest critiques for the self-righteous, setting a standard for how the modern church should approach transparency and healing. Johnson's candidness about her flaws may make her a divisive figure, but it highlights a desperate need for authenticity within the church. Healing often isn't straightforward, and accountability should accompany compassion. There's a call for church leaders and members alike to walk alongside those in struggle instead of casting judgment. As we address these issues, it's crucial that churches support individuals who haven't yet found healing. The aim should be about creating environments that facilitate healing, not shaming congregants into silence. This conversation shouldn't stop with Leandria Johnson's story. There are countless others sitting quietly in pews yearning for acceptance while battling their own issues. Moving forward, we've been invited into a deeper understanding of faith that transcends mere ritual and embraces redemptive relationships. The challenge is for the church to embody grace daily, not just preach about it from the pulpit. Thanks for watching.